So another thing too is that for this particular area, we could probably improve the bevel just a little bit, or the boolean shape a little bit more, just to help it actually hold the shape. I'll add a loop, just see how that looks. Let's bring back another shape. Actually, we'll leave that one alone. We'll get rid of that one. And I'm actually going to take this single object into local mode, and we're going to toggle the modifiers off and look at what we truly have here. So we could really just Alt-W, go into Boxcutter in this local mode, and just maybe get away with performing a cut. However, this mesh is kind of heavy, so we'll just turn pause off and perform this operation. And for some reason it limits us. So one of the things to keep in mind with Boxcutter is there is a slight limitation whenever it comes to edit mode, or not edit mode, whenever it comes to local mode. Local mode is just a different mode unto itself, so it is something that we're in the process of seeking to resolve. And it looks like that cut did not go through. This is with our modifiers on. However, we want to turn them off. And let's try that cut again. Really kind of pushing the limits here, at least when it comes to making an inset work for us. So I'm going to do an ever scroll to call that back, and we see that for some reason we did not jump all the way across, and it's because of all the madness that's happening with the modifiers of this particular inset. Like I said, we're really pushing the limits of inset today. And all of this is just so that we can apply this modifier and basically have a much simpler inset mesh. In fact, now I'm just checking the geometry for doubles or any sort of geometry that could be causing issues, because the goal is to basically run a sharpen on this. Because it's a bowl shape, we have to access sharpen from our operations, because the goal is definitely not to sharpen bowl shapes. But with this, we can now alt click on subdivision, which will place it first. And maybe 2 won't work. Let's see how it works with 1. And let's turn off these modifiers and see why things didn't work out. So this area just looks strange to me. Let's take it in local and take a quick look at it. We'll get rid of this loop. We'll merge that one at last. And there's a few more things we can try out when it comes to making inset just absolutely work, even when it doesn't want to. And we see what happens. So we enable subdivision, and of course it hates this n-gon mesh that we've created. So how can we resolve this? Well, if we add a triangulate, we can then triangulate everything that's an n-gon. So by placing it before the correct modifier, we now have a subdivided triangulated mesh that's capable of being subdivided. So let's now come out of local mode and enable the remaining modifiers, and we see that now we're able to get a much finer result. So let's toggle off subdivide, and we see that this is what we were looking at previously, and this is what we're looking at now, and we can actually take it up to the second level.